When you think of the worst teams in the entire NFL, who do you think of? Maybe the Commanders, Panthers, or even Patriots? Well, they're all definitely rough teams. There's one team that is worse than all the rest in my custom rosters, and that is the New York Giants at a 75 overall. Well, there is actually one other 75 overall team in my custom rosters, the Carolina Panthers, but the thing that separates this team from the Panthers is the Giants' cap space, or lack thereof. And there are even more reasons, many more reasons, why I think this is the hardest realistic rebuild you can do, which I will get to in just a second. But today we are going to try to fix this team and hopefully win them a Super Bowl, and we are going to see how good we can make this team by the end of this. Now this should be a good one, so get a drink, get a snack, get whatever, and super quick. We have been doing super well with all the like goals I've been setting lately, so thank you all for that. It sounds stupid, but it really does help out the channel. So if we can get to 3,000 likes on this video, I have a very similar one to this planned, with a team in a weirdly similar situation. Not exactly, but very, very, very similar. So like I said, if we can get to 3,000 likes, I will do that. But be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. You know, if you like rebuilds, that's literally all I do. Trying to hit 100K before the end of the year, and we're definitely on pace to do that, so thank you all for that. And last thing, as I always say, let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below. Let me see if someone suggested the Giants. You know what? I don't really see anyone suggesting the Giants too many times, so I'm just gonna give it to the most recent one. Shout out to Mateo for the suggestion. And like I said, just let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below. But without further ado, let's get into the rebuild. And one more thing before we get into this. The thing I was alluding to earlier with why this is gonna be so hard is for skill position players, this team doesn't really have any of them. I mean, we all know this is a famously horrible receiving core. Darren Waller's cool, but probably gonna retire. The only reason we show as a 77 overall is because I brought him back from retirement, because I thought he did retire. So after this first year, we're actually gonna retire him. This isn't a great secondary either. I mean, it's a lot of underrated guys, but no for sure studs. Like, I like Deontay Banks, Nick McLeod, Cordell Flott, but like, are you gonna say any of them are proven great players? Like, no. I did like the addition of Brian Burns for sure, but I mean, this secondary, man, at least Deontay Banks should develop, but it's something. Oh, and the biggest problem with this team, the biggest dent in their cap space, Daniel Jones, of course. He does have an upgrade point, but I thought they were crazy for paying him as much as they did, and that immediately looked like a bad choice. So I hope we can get out of it. We will have to see. That's going to be one of the biggest things of this rebuild. And oh yeah, I almost forgot, this O-line was one of the worst I've ever seen last year, and they didn't really do too much to fix it. I mean, you brought in new players, but what about if one of these guys get hurt? Guess who it's going to be? Some of your starters from last year. It could be the exact same story all over again. But anyways, enough yapping. I just wanted to preview why this is going to be such a difficult rebuild. So let's get to the draft, and we will see what receiver is available, because we're taking a receiver. But of course, Malik Neighbors is still available here, so we're going to go with Malik Neighbors. I mean, enough said. I think he's one of the 3 best players in the class, ignoring positional value. And I mean, he is overshadowed by Marvin Harrison Jr., but Malik Neighbors is also almost equally insane. He is a very, very good receiver. I don't necessarily think he'll be available by the Giants pick, but if teams trade up for quarterbacks with the top 4 picks, there's definitely a chance, because that means the Chargers would probably go Marvin Harrison Jr., or I guess Joe Alt, who isn't available here, and that would probably leave Malik Neighbors for the Giants at 6. So I don't necessarily think that will happen, but it very, very well could. So we'll take him here. Hidden Dev sounds good. But what do we want to do in the second round? There's still some good receivers left. Obviously, we're not going to go back to back, but Xavier Worthy, Keon Coleman, Troy Franklin are all still available. I'm definitely thinking O-line, though. I want to get this offense right. I'm not the biggest Tyler Guyton fan in the world, so I might be boring here and just go Cooper Beebe. I take him a lot, but that's because he's good. And you know, I don't really think any Giants fans would complain about me drafting O-line. I know they signed some players, but I think Cooper Beebe could come in day one and be better than anyone they signed. So we'll take him here. Hidden Dev, of course. 94 strength. Again, sounds good. And now the last pick I'm gonna show. Let's go with Leonard Taylor. I do like him a lot. I definitely feel like they need more youth on the D-line. I don't know if they have one. Do they have anyone younger than like 26 on their defensive line? I don't even know. So we'll go with Leonard Taylor, another hidden dev. I give a lot of hidden devs in my draft classes, if you didn't know that. But we'll take it, and he should get a good amount of playing time in year one. But here's how he did it in the draft. Malik Neighbors is an 80 overall. He's very good. Tied for the 3rd highest overall player in my draft classes, so that's fun. But we also ended up getting Cooper Beebe, like I showed, 73 overall. Leonard Taylor, 72. Like, those aren't great overalls for a normal Madden draft class, but mine are just lower overall for the most part, other than, you know, the very, very top guys. We also got Andrew Phillips, Hudson Clark, like some decent depth players for sure. I don't think any of these guys will start down here, but at least I think 3 day one starters, so that's pretty good. And let's get into year one. But here's how we're looking heading into year one. I don't need to go over the team too much. I mean, y'all saw the team to begin with. You saw me pick the rookies. This is the offense, and this is the defense. I really think we're gonna be horrible year one, honestly. I will say though, if the Giants have this exact draft class, I might be pretty excited. Because I mean, they're really missing a receiver, their O-line is very questionable, and these 2 moves could at least help fix that. I'm still worried about QB, and that's something we're more than likely gonna have to address down the road. But for now, we'll just have to see how Daniel Jones can do. So let's get to the midseason point, and we will just have to see what happens. Okay, well, that's actually better than I expected by a little bit. I thought we were gonna be 0-6 or 0-7 at the midseason, but we at least have 2 wins. We'll take it. We'll take what we can get early on. The Bears are 1-6 here. They had an interesting strategy of trading Justin Fields and then not drafting a quarterback. They signed 3 free agent quarterbacks, Tyler Huntley, CJ Beathard, and Taylor Heineke. Literal battle of mid. And I think they took Jared Verse with their 1st round pick. What did they do with their other one? Roma Dunze, sure, I guess. I mean, Tyler Huntley has a great receiving core. Anyways, this isn't about the Bears, obviously. I just thought I would highlight that in this game's amazing logic. We have some players to re-sign, though. I definitely want Jason Pinnock back, but he isn't interested. We'll go 4 years. That's a bit long, but 4 years, 14 mil, and he doesn't take it. Cool. I always try to say his name too quick, and I always mess it up. Azeez Ojulari. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say, but we'll offer him 3 years, 11 mil. He takes it. And then Isaiah Hodgins, I mean, he was good when they used him in the playoffs a couple years ago. And then everyone else we'll worry about later. Ooh, 5th year for Evan Neal. That's tempting. I have to think about that one. But let's get to the end of the year, and maybe we bounce back a little bit? Probably not, but we'll see. Ooh, okay. We win 1 more game for the rest of the year and finish 3-14. That's tough. That could be a blessing, though. We'll see. We'll check in a second if we do get the number 1 pick. I think we might. Let's see what went right, and more importantly, what went wrong this year. So Daniel Jones wasn't that bad. 3,700 yards, 24 touchdowns. The 15 picks is a bit much, but I expected worse. We'll say that. Devin Singletary was really good. 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. We'll take it. 1,300 yards from Malik Neighbors as a rookie. 9 touchdowns. Even Jalen Hyatt did well. Yeah, that's realistic. Andrew Thomas allowed 15 sacks at a 91 overall pass protector. Love this game. Yet John Runyon didn't allow a single sack the whole season. Awesome. Bobby Okereke led the team with 112 tackles, TFLs, 19 for Brian Burns, 18 for Leonard Taylor, lots of them. And sacks, surprisingly, we actually had a decent amount. Usually if we're bad, our struggle is not many sacks on defense, which to be fair, this wasn't, but more than I expected. And then a lot of sacks allowed on offense, which we also kind of had. So I guess that's kind of what happened, but whatever. You get my point, maybe. Brian Burns, 10 sacks, 7 for Thibodeau, 6.5 for Lawrence. Better than I expected. And then interceptions, 3 for Jason Pinnock, and then 1 for a few players. Only 6 total. Do I even need to tell you who MVP is? It's a big surprise. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Cooper Kupp. Defensive Player of the Year, again, do I need to tell you who it is? I don't think I do. I don't even think you need to look at the screen. I think you could just guess who NFC Defensive Player of the Year is. Brian Burns at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who's it gonna be? It is Malik Neighbors. That's huge. Jaden Daniels on the Vikings at number 2. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, would we have anyone in contention? I mean, Leonard Taylor had a lot of TFLs, so maybe? No. know. Leatu Latu wins it for the Lions. Leonard Taylor at 9. I thought he would be a little higher than that. But this is maybe the most important thing of the rebuild. I guess either way we're going to have a good pick, so it doesn't matter too much, but it kind of does. What pick are we going to have? So the Bills were the best team in the league this year. That's fun, I guess. Surprisingly, the Chiefs aren't up here. They went 11-6, but what pick do we have? We do have the number 1 pick. I'm a little surprised there wasn't a team worse than 3-14, but we'll take it. I don't know that we should have been the worst team in the league this year, but I'm glad in a way that we were. How many times over can I say the same thing just phrased a different way? I don't know. Whoa, that's maybe the weirdest year 1 Super Bowl winner we've had. It is the Vikings beating the Chiefs 26-20. So I guess Jaden Daniels, hey, maybe the Vikings should pick him in real life. I would like if they somehow got him in real life. I think he needs a very good landing spot, and that is a very good landing spot. Can't wait for them to actually do it and him end up being a bust, because I mentioned it. I mentioned that it would be good. But we, of course, get an upgrade for Malik Neighbors. Doesn't have X Factor, surprisingly. What dev trait? Yeah, he just has Superstar. Did he not gain one? That's kind of stupid. Whatever. As our number 1 receiver, he should go up to X Factor eventually, but that's kind of lame he didn't get it year 1. Whatever. I don't even think X Factor does anything in simulation. I might be lying entirely, but as far as I know, it doesn't. Oh yeah, and let's see if we hit any other dev ups. I kind of wonder if Jason Pinnock got one. I was just thinking of him because I know we're going to have to re-sign him. He did have the 3 picks. We didn't get any dev traits on offense. I thought maybe Devin Singletary could, but on defense, okay, we got a couple. Brian Burns went up to X Factor. That's huge. Doesn't say why he got it, of course. And Kayvon Thibodeau went up to Superstar. Again, doesn't say why he got it, but we'll take it either way. Both of our pass rushers getting Superstar, that's nice. Before the players we are going to have to re-sign, we have the 5th year for Kayvon Thibodeau, that's fine, we'll pick that up. Darius Slayton, we kind of just replaced him with Jalen Hyatt, so plus he's not interested, and he's 28. I'm good. We'll offer very player-friendly to Jason Pinnock again. We'll even up it. I mean, for it being very player-friendly, it's only like $5 mil a year, even with me upping it, but he does take it. Isaiah Hodgins, I'm good. Evan Neal, let me think about that one. Drew Lock, I could re-sign, but he isn't interested. How did Jermaine Illuminor do? Because I don't know how much I want to start Evan Neal. Oh, God. Okay, this year he wasn't bad, but last year when I was setting this up, he allowed 18 sacks. That might be almost the most I've ever seen for a right tackle. That is disgusting, and I do not trust him. Okay, we'll just let everyone else here go. I don't know how long they signed either of these two for, but honestly, I don't really care. And let's get into free agency. Honestly, it isn't a fantastic free agent class for us. We do have 40 mil, though. That's not bad at all. I'm not going to go too crazy here, but I want to do something. I do want a safety, but I want a younger one than 30 years old or older, and one better than like a 73 overall, so I think we'll wait until the draft for that. Okay, this could be risky, but we're going to bring ourselves down back to 6 mil in cap space. We are going to go for Rasul Douglas, which the more I think about it, the less necessary it seems, but we'll still do it, whatever. And then Rob Havenstein to be our right tackle. I am worried about right tackle, like I said. I really thought Evan Neal would be a very good tackle for them, but he has been horrible. So we'll try to replace him here. I still think there is hope for him with the new O-line coach, but I don't feel comfortable here. So we'll try to sign these two players. We have big leads for both of them, and it looks like we do get both of them. So we make the team a little older, but we do fix two of our biggest needs, at least for the time being. Okay, this might be the most difficult first decision I've ever had to make. So I forgot to turn the prospect storylines back on, because if I have those on for the custom draft classes, it like ruins the order of all the players and moves everyone around. But for some reason, if you don't turn it back on, it shows every player that's focus scouted as a top 5 talent. I don't know why it does that. It doesn't really make sense, but it does. So now Emmett McLean in a day 3 pick is a top 5 talent, apparently. He actually does look good, though. A UDFA, Sam Allen, top 5 talent. It's a fun glitch. Definitely should be a glitch in this game still after years. But the reason this is so difficult is because there are a lot of good QBs here, and I don't know which ones are actually good. I thought my favorite was Dre Weber. He's only 22 years old, ran a 4.45, great throw power, elite speed, jumping, and acceleration, and then good passing stats. Lots of A's. He still might be my favorite looking at him again, actually. But there is Cody O'Doyle out of UCLA. Ran a 4.37 at the combine, a 4.34 at his pro day, elite throw power, speed, jumping, and acceleration. Definitely some A ratings, a lot of them. He's just less scouted, so I don't know how accurate he is. He is listed as a scrambler. If he was listed as like a field general or something, I would feel better about him because, you know, we know he's a good scrambler. If he was listed as a field general, it would tell us that, you know, he's super accurate. Or if he was a strong arm, it would tell us that his strength is insane and he, you know, is just a good strong arm QB. This is tough. This is really tough. I just feel like Cody O'Doyle is the wrong pick. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like it. I feel like Dre Weber is the more safe one. Plus, he's a year younger. This is tough, dude. Here's the thing, though. At least if we pick a bad QB, I'm going to do this to make it not as bad. We are going to trade back to number 5, and we are going to get a second-round pick this year and the Cardinals' first-round pick next year. So even if we pick a bad QB here, at least we can say we got value for the number 1 pick. They're probably going to do something stupid. It's going to be a D lineman. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was stupid, but it's always a D lineman. And let's take a chance on Dre Weber. I'm realizing that I don't think he's perfect, or I'm acknowledging it, that I don't think he's perfect, but I think he could be good. So let's take him. He does have hidden dev. That's kind of surprising to me, but 93 throw power, 91 speed, 91 excel sounds good. We'll have to see what the other quarterbacks overall was too. I wonder if he's still available. He isn't, so he got picked ahead of these guys. I think he was also pretty good. But now without that out of the way, let's see what we want to do here. All right, and we definitely don't need another corner here, but there are a couple players that look too good to pass up. I think Tyreek Scott is the one I like more. Elite speed, jumping, great acceleration, ran a 4.34, A-man, B-press, B-zone. The other one is Don Wheaton, good speed, elite acceleration. His ratings are almost identical. He is a year younger, but I just like that Tyreek Scott is a little faster, so I think we're going to go with him. Again, we definitely don't need a corner, but when we have a team that went 3-14, I think we should just go with the best players we can find. I think that's pretty sound logic. So let's take him. I really expected him to have normal dev, but thankfully he has hidden. He only has 55 strength, but I think the speed makes up for it. And last pick, of course, we retired Darren Waller. You know, I don't know for sure if he is going to retire this offseason, but almost for sure, if he does come back, it's going to be his last year, I would guess. So we do have a pretty big hole at tight end. I mean, Daniel Bellinger's fine, but let's go for a truly, potentially great tight end in Daniel Howell. Insane combine, elite speed, jumping, and acceleration, great strength, a great change of direction. His ratings are up in the air. I don't know what they are. He's hardly scouted, but I think based off his combine, he should be pretty good. I'm really trying to jinx it right now for some reason. Let's just take him. Hidden dev, 88 speed, 91 excel. We'll take it. But let's get to the end of the draft and we will see how we did. Okay, this was definitely a pretty good draft. Dre Weber was decent. I was hoping he would be a little better, but honestly, I was fearing that he would be a little worse. I was worried he would only be like a 71, 72, but we'll take a 76. That's like I would guess he was a first round talent. Definitely not a top 5, but if he was fully scouted and actually showed what he was, I think he would have been listed as a first round talent. He looks good, 93 throw power, obviously insanely fast. Not the most accurate, but good short accuracy, so we'll take it. We'll have to compare him to the other QB in a second, but Tyreek Scott, 79, he's very good. The highest overall player we got. Daniel Howell is also very good out of 75. Mitch Coleman, 77 overall guard. He had 42 bench reps, I think, 96 strength. I also love the agile type freakishly strong guards. Like, he has 66 run block power. You have 96 strength and you have that little power. I think you're doing something wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think a player with 96 strength should have a little better power. Elijah Campbell, isn't there a safety named Elijah Campbell for the Dolphins? I think so. And then Charleston Morton was my last pick. He's not very good. Those last 2 picks weren't. And then the CPU picked decent players. James Knott's a pretty good running back, but let's see. My guess is no, honestly, on if we pick the right quarterback, but I do want to check. Ooh, there were some really good players early on here. Okay, I don't see any QBs yet, but John Britt, an 83 overall corner to the Commanders, he looks really good. 94 speed, 96 agility, 86 press as a rookie. Love that he's in our division. That's great. Caleb Keaton was a good trade up for the Cardinals. This is a really good tight end too. One of the best I've ever seen, an 82 overall. But who is going to be the first quarterback that pops up? It is Cody O'Doyle. out of 78. He does have hidden dev, 96 throw power, 94 speed. At least our guy is a year younger. I will say that, so I don't think this is too much better of a player, but is a better player. Unlucky. But here we are heading into year 2. Hopefully we do better than, 3 and 14 this year. That's never exactly the goal for a season, especially because we do hopefully have our quarterback now in Dre Weber. If we do terribly, it'll more than likely come down to him, so I'm hoping we do well. Again, I'm really trying to jinx this. I don't know why. But we have a lot of rookies starting on offense, or at least a decent amount in Weber, Coleman at right guard, and then Howell at tight end. We do have a lot of weapons and honestly a good O-line now set up for Dre Weber. The defense, I'm still a little concerned about. I mean, we do have good rookies like Scott, like Morton isn't great, but he is a rookie, and he's starting. I am a little worried about our safeties. Jason Pinnock is only a 75 still, and Cordell Flott, I'm just putting at safety because we have, nobody else. So we'll just have to see what happens with this team. That's really all we can do. I don't think we'll be great, but I'm hoping we'll be decent. That's really what we're going for. So let's get to the midseason point of year 2, and hopefully we just don't suck. Okay, well, we are already at our win total from last year. We have 3 wins. That's about what I expected. We have the best defense in the league in terms of yards. What? But overall, it's only 21st for points per game allowed. So we have the best defense in the league, but also a bad defense at the same time. Is our offense just constantly turning it over in our own territory? What's happening? I've seen this happen a lot before, but I don't know if I've ever seen it this extreme. That's crazy. And also something super interesting here is we have a million scenarios. We have a breakout DB. Ooh, Tyreek Scott, the rookie. Okay. Hold the Eagles to less than 150 passing yards or 2+. So apparently, based off that, he only has star dev. We'll see if that's actually revealed, and we'll see if he can hit that. And then we have a tandem breakout for the offense. I don't think I've ever hit one of these in my life, but we might as well try. We'll just go praise Jalen Hyatt. That's what I always go with. I don't know if that's what's good to go with. I don't know if I care. 2,500 XP, we'll take it. We'll just have to see what happens for those. And then we have some re-signings as the final thing to do here. We have -8 mil. That's rough. On the bright side, though, I think we'll be able to get out of some of our current contracts, so I think this will be fine. Plus, there isn't anyone that insanely important here. There is Devin Singletary. I want him back. And there are others I want back here, like Robinson, Flott, McFadden. But we'll definitely have to either restructure or just cut some players. So I'll see if we hit the breakouts. If we hit the breakouts, I'll show it. But if not, let's just get to the end of the year. Okay, yeah, we didn't hit either of them. Shocker. And actually, before I show how we finished in year number 2, again, if you haven't already, 3,000 likes and I will do another hardest rebuild in Madden type video. I kind of want to make it a series because I like doing the extremely hard ones, and this definitely seems like one of them. I'll show why in a second. But yeah, again, leave a like on the video. I would very much appreciate it. 3,000 likes and I'll do another one of these for the team that I have planned. And actually, question of the day, let me know this down in the comments. I don't know if I've asked this before. I very well may have. But who do you think is going to be one breakout player in the NFL this year? Can be a player on your favorite team, can be just whoever comes to mind. Who's someone you think is going to have a big breakout year? Let me know that down in the comments. As a Seahawks fan, I'm going to say, ooh, actually, I don't know. That was a good question for myself. It's tough with a new coaching staff this year. I mean, it's the first time in my life, or not in my life, but in my time caring about football that the Seahawks have had a new head coach. So it might be tough to predict. I might say DK Metcalf. I mean, he's been really good, but I feel like he might finally get respected as a top overall receiver this year. Tier 2, maybe even tier 1 in a much more vertical passing offense, hopefully. So that's my prediction. Can't wait to be wrong about that one, but let me know who y'all think down below. But anyways, in year number 2, let's actually go over the dev traits here while we're here. So we got fairly unlucky with them other than one. Scott only has star dev. We knew that at the midseason when we saw his goals for the breakout. Those are star dev goals, or up to superstar dev goals. Coleman only has star. Weber only has star. Not could have superstar. He went up 3 overall as a backup, or in limited playing time. We'll see. But the one good one we got was very good. Daniel Howell has X Factor. So that was definitely a very, very good pick. And finally, as for record in year number 2, we finished 6-11, which is disappointing, don't get me wrong, but at least we weren't horrible, like 3-14 like we were last year. And once again, we should get a very good pick. It looks like pick 7. But let's go super quick over our season stats. This is going to be really interesting. So Dre Weber was pretty good. 3,600 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 picks. That's a really good rookie year. I don't know why I said just pretty good. I was just thinking this might not be enough to an offensive rookie of the year. We'll see. Devin Singletary, okay, he had 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns. 3.7 yards per carry. I don't know about that. That isn't great. Malik Neighbors was great though. 1,300, almost 1,400 yards, only what, 23 away or 22? No, 23, I'm stupid. And 16 touchdowns, really not much outside of him, but at least he was good. The blocking was very good this year. John Michael Schmitz wasn't great, but the rest of the line held up better than I expected. Mitch Coleman at right guard wasn't great. 5 sacks there, that's could be better. But Bobby Okereke, 116 tackles led the team, 17 TFLs for Lawrence led the team. Very down from last year. And sacks, same deal, unfortunately. Only 7.5 from Lawrence led the team, only 5 for Brian Burns, and 1.5 for Kayvon Thibodeau. Great. Awesome. Love this game. And then interceptions, we had a ton more this year. This looks like a whole different defense. I remember saying that in the last rebuild I did, where we didn't change anything, but our stats were entirely different. We had 3 picks for Okereke and Douglas, so that was a good signing. 2 picks for Scott and Pinnock, and then 1 for McFadden and Banks. There were definitely things that could have been better, but how do we fix those things? That's the question. Oh, and we're just knocking out the Infinity Stones of NFC East teams winning MVP. Jalen Hurts wins it here. I'm surprised it wasn't just Dak Prescott again, but can't wait to see whoever the Commanders have at QB win it next year. Offensive Player of the Year also goes to Jalen Hurts. Malik Neighbors at number 3. He was close. Closer than I expected. Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year. Shocker. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Dre Weber. If he doesn't get superstar, I'm giving it to him. He deserves it. I might not give it to him, but we'll see. Daniel Howell at number 8. Glenn Riddle, or Biddle. Biddle? What kind of last name is that? He wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Tyreek Scott all the way down at 6. I thought he would be a little higher up there, but at least we get Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's massive. So let's get into the offseason, and hopefully our money problems can figure themselves out, or hopefully I can figure them out at least. Yep, there's the Madden Super Bowl. The Chiefs beat the Cowboys 28-17. Big surprise. But as for upgrades, Dre Weber only with 1, unfortunately. But, well, I guess me spending this upgrade will reveal it right here. Does he get an ability slot? He doesn't. Oh, no, he does. Okay, never mind. So he does have Superstar Dev now. That's huge. Now up to an 80 overall. And just because he's forever going to be tied to what? O'Leary? Is that what the other quarterback's name was? Who took him again? Was it the Cardinals? No, they wouldn't draft a QB. But because he'll forever be tied to O'Doyle, I already see it. He has X Factor. Great. Awesome. I mean, we still got a good QB either way, and Weber beat out O'Doyle for Offensive Rookie of the Year fair and square, so we'll take it. Fair and square. Am I 50 years old? What's wrong with me? I don't know if I've ever said that on the channel. And now for re-signings, I already see our cap situation. It's not good. We have negative 18 mil to work with. We'll pick up the 5th year for Deonte Banks just because we can do that now, but let me restructure and cut some players, and we will see how much we can get out of this. There is one player in particular that we can cut, but honestly, it doesn't save us as much money as I expected. We'll still do it, but cutting Daniel Jones only saves us 11 mil. I thought it would be a lot more. Okay, well, we were able to free up a pretty good amount of money from restructuring, but honestly, I don't know how bad I want any of these players back. I'm sure Giants fans will be upset with me letting them go, but like, they're not interested, and I don't want to overpay when we're so tight for cap space. Pause. So I think I'm gonna let all these players go, because for Wan'Dale Robinson, we really only use 1 receiver. Devin Singletary wasn't very good last year, despite having 1,200 yards. He only had 3.7 per carry. Cordell Flott's our 4th corner. Micah McFadden is good, but I don't want to pay him 30 mil over 3 years. That's what it's probably gonna have to be. Isaiah Simmons is 28, and all those guys aren't interested, so I'm good. We're gonna need to be restrictive with our cap space. Is that the right word? I don't know. But I don't want to give out many very player-friendly offers here, so let's get into free agency, and let's see if there's anyone we can add. I definitely want a running back, I'll say that. Ooh, this is a pretty good free agent class for us. Jalen Waddle would be really cool. I mean, we definitely don't need him. See, if we actually had a way to use both receivers, him and Malik Neighbors, then I would sign him, maybe, but I just don't know how we would do that. We would have to try a new playbook, and I don't even remember which ones use, like, the top 2 receivers. But let me look through here, and we'll see who we want to sign. But here's what we're gonna do in free agency. I'm conflicted if this is actually what I want to do. So here's the thing. Tyler Algier, that's all fine and good. We're definitely going to go for him because we need a good running back, but Geno Stone, I am unsure because I set safety as my focus position. Oh, wow. Why would it? Bruh. Yet another complaint I have about this game is why doesn't it start from the top in terms of like fully scouting players? Like it didn't scout the top 3 strong safeties, or it did, but not fully. Well, actually, no, never mind. I'm remembering why it does that. It's because it goes off your regions. Never mind. I'm stupid. Whatever. My fault. But that's why I'm unsure about Geno Stone. The reason I might want to sign him is because I might want to draft a receiver in the first round. We could honestly also still do that. Because what if we go receiver round 1, there should be a good safety available round 2, and then maybe linebacker or D lineman round 3. Yeah, that might be the plan. We could go Antoine Hill round 2. We'll see how good Rowe is. Or there are honestly these good safeties too. And these safeties look really good. Jaleel Guy and Darren Honeycutt. Okay, we won't go for Geno Stone. I think we will go safety round 1 actually. Oh, I'm smart. I withdrew from Tyler Algier. That's what I meant to do. So we'll actually go for Tyler Algier, and just in case we can't get a good receiver, we'll go for Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm having a hard time speaking in this rebuild, but we're offering him like a 1-year, $10 million deal. We may or may not get him. I don't know how much I care if we get him because I think we'll get a good receiver either way, but in the draft, I mean. But let's see if these two want to sign, and they both do. Okay, cool. But here in the draft, we were very lucky to get the number 1 pick last year because from the trade down, I wasn't even thinking of this. We have picks number 7 and 8. The Cardinals finished right behind us in the standings, so we get both picks. Okay, this is interesting. I was thinking this guy could be available. He looks insane. Demetrius Williams. Do we need another corner? Not in the slightest, but he looks good. But both of these safeties are top 5 talents in the entire class too, so that makes this tough. I wish one was just a tiny bit worse, so it was a little more obvious. I think we'll go with Darren Honeycutt. He has the A-man coverage, and that's his archetype hybrid. He also has A play rec, A awareness. Jaleel Guy's the better run defender. He has A awareness, A pursuit, and A tackle, but he's a zone safety with only B zone. We know he's a top 5 talent. We know he's really good, but I will say Guy is a year younger and had a better combine for the most part. Honeycutt does have elite change direction though. That's interesting. That's pretty good for a safety. Yeah, we'll take him with our first round pick. 90 speed, 93 excel, 90 change of direction. Is 90 change of direction really elite? I mean, we'll take it for sure. And I mean, that's good value either way. He's a top 5 player and we got him at number 6. We could just make this the best secondary of all time and go with Demetrius Williams, but I might go with the receiver. Ahmad Randall looks good. I don't know if he's worth a top 10 pick though. He does have elite acceleration. He also has A medium route and deep route, but only C release, C catch and traffic. That's tough. I think I'm still gonna take him, but I don't know if he's worth a top 10 pick. I don't know how much I care though. He looks good. Look, okay, if we want the better player, I'll go with the corner, but we don't need another one. So we will go with Ahmad Randall out of LSU. Can't wait to see the normal dev. Okay, no, he has hidden. I mostly said that so he wouldn't have normal dev because I was afraid he would. Wearing number 27, that is disgusting, but he should be pretty good. We'll take it. Ooh, this guy's interesting. Peter Woodward out of Oregon. He has A power moves and tackle, elite speed. He ran a 4.65, or I meant to say elite strength, but also a kind of elite speed for his size. I guess he's only 273, but that's still very good. A power moves, A awareness, A tackle. He's a bit of a weird size for a 3.4. He'd be an undersized D lineman, but I think that's what we're gonna make him. There is also DeMar Hoskins, but that's definitely pushing it. He's only 269. He does also look really good, but not as good as Woodward. Defensive ends are never as good of an overall as I'm expecting, but hopefully he is good. He does have hidden dev, 90 strength, 82 speed, 88 excel. That's a ridiculous combo. 84 jumping even. We're number 69. We'll take it. Hopefully he's not a 69 overall. I think he'll be like a 75 or something. And last pick, I don't really like any of the linebackers. They all have pretty big flaws. Mike Johnson looks decent enough. He looks well-rounded, so we'll take him. Technically a reach based on where he's supposed to go, but hidden dev, 88 speed, 89 excel, 76 strength. Sounds good. Okay, well, this was pretty much exactly the draft we needed. Darren Honeycutt is an 81 overall. That's about what I expected. I thought he would be an 81 or an 82 even, but we'll take an 81. We'll see in a second if he was the right choice there. And Ahmad Randall is a 79. He's honestly better than I expected. I thought he would only be a 77 or around that range, 76, 77. 77, but a 79, we'll take it. We can say he's maybe a relative of Ruben Randall. What school did Ruben Randall go to? Yeah, this is just Ruben Randall's relative. Ruben Randall went to LSU, I was gonna say. That's actually crazy. Let's just give him the same number in jersey style too, why not? Or at least a different one than this, I hate this style. Wait, is this the same helmet style he had too? Not the face mask, but it looks the same to me. That's crazy. All right, well, we drafted Ruben Randall, but better, pretty much. And Peter Woodward is also better than I expected. I predicted a 75. He's a 77. 79 power moves, almost said finesse moves, 82 speed, 88 excel like we saw, 80 tackle, 90 strength, of course. So he is definitely strong enough to play on the D-line. That'll work, even though he is undersized. And then the last pick I made, Mike Johnson, 74 overall. That's good value. We might have gotten 3 top 15 players in the class. We know for sure at least 1 top 5. There was an 85 overall quarterback, Kevin Flanagan, out of Arkansas to the Saints. That's insane. That might be the highest overall quarterback I've ever seen. And Jaleel Guy was the exact same overall as Darren Honeycutt, so maybe Guy would have been better because he's a year younger, but we'll see what the dev traits are. And yeah, we did get 3 top 15 players in the class. Woodward is exactly number 15. And then there's Randall. I think it's safe to say this was a pretty good draft. Just pretty good. But here's a look at the team heading into year 3? Year 2? Year 3? What year are we in? Year 3. Yeah. We're an 85 overall, which is definitely not bad. And we should develop a pretty insane amount this year. I mean, almost our entire offense is 26 or younger, at least for starters. Also, Malik Neighbors went up to X Factor. That's huge. I figured he would. So I guess better late than never. Not that late, though. And this defense is also looking very, very good on paper. Now, we could do a playbook change this year because I don't think we're going to perform as good as this team looks. We'll see. But yeah, if we're still struggling by the midseason, I'm definitely going to mess with all the playbooks. But this D-line is great. Our whole linebacker group, edge and off-ball linebacker, they're all amazing. Our safeties, I'm still a little worried because Pinnock isn't a great overall still, but Honeycutt should hopefully develop. Does he have a dev trait? Well, he has a dev trait, but I mean like superstar or better? I don't know. It's hard to say. I think he would be better or at least closer to an upgrade if he had superstar in 183 snaps, but we'll just have to see. But let's get to the midseason point of year 3, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this team does. Okay, well, we are not disappointing here. We are 5-1 at the midseason. We are very good. We have the 3rd scoring offense in the league, and once again, our defensive yardage totals look better than our points per game allowed, but yeah, we're 2nd for defensive yards, but 8th for points allowed. That's fine, both are good, but still, we don't have a very good pass game though. The 7th worst? It's not great, but we're doing well. We're 5-1. I can't complain too much. I am worried about a fall off, but we're doing well so far. What's our one loss though? It's probably the Cowboys. Yeah, why do I even bother? Who else would it be? We are also up to an 87 overall. Like, this is a very good roster. We'll check at the end of the year where we rank for, team overall. I doubt we're the highest, but maybe top 5, top 3, which is pretty good for where we started. But let's see who we need to re-sign this year, and thankfully, we have more money. 94 mil. We'll re-sign Kayvon Thibodeau. 6 years, damn, but that's not that expensive. 6 years, 104, that's a pretty good deal. He takes it. Wan'Dale Robinson still isn't interested. Jalen Hyatt is a little bit interested. I don't know, we've kind of all but replaced both of them. Bobby Okereke will re-sign 3 years, 46 mil. We won't let him hit free agency after being such a good free agent signing for this team. John Michael Schmitz has been pretty bad. He's doing well this year, of course, but especially for offensive linemen, it seems like they do better in contract years in this game. Rasul Douglas will give an extension, 2 years, 29 mil. That's not very expensive for a really good corner. Rob Havenstein, will see if he does well this year before we decide to re-sign him. He has 0 sacks allowed so far. Yeah, we might have to re-sign him. Also, why is 2018 the year it shows, but also 0 sacks allowed? Like, I know sacks allowed aren't like an explicit stat, like, multiple players can be blamed for allowing a sack, but why show one at all? That's so weird that 2018 is shown. I don't know, that's interesting. I won't re-sign him yet because I want him to keep playing well this year. Plus, he'll regress after the season and he'll be a little cheaper. But let's hope we can keep this momentum going. I know we're gonna fall off a little bit, but hopefully... What do I even want to say? Hopefully we can finish at least 10-7, at least. But here we are at the end of the year, and, before I reveal how we did, to build suspense a little bit, I said we would see what the highest overall teams in the league are, and looking through this, it looks like we are the highest overall team at an 88, almost. The Chiefs are also tied with us at an 88 overall, but I guess tied for first is still first, so we'll take it. but we finish 11-6. So my prediction of 10-7 was very close. Well, it wasn't necessarily a prediction, but I said at least 10-7. So definitely a bit of a fall off, but at least we had a winning record in the second half of the year, going what, 6-5? Could have been worse. We had a really good offense other than our passing game, but even then we had a lot of passing touchdowns, just not a lot of yards. We had the second best run game, and our defense was pretty good, like top 10-ish. And let's again go super quick over the season stats. Dre Weber was very, very good. His numbers aren't insane, but we just hardly passed. We only passed 405 times on a whole season, but 3,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. Nice completion percentage. He was very good. And Tyler Algier was a very, very good signing. 1,700 yards, 4.9 per carry, 12 touchdowns. Malik Neighbors, almost 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. Ahmad Randall, I mean, I didn't really expect much from him, to be fair. He was all right. Andrew Thomas has been horrible, dude. Like, 12 sacks from a 93 overall. He was good last year, but that first year, too. I don't know. I wish I could force good players to play like good players, but that's just not how this game works. The rest of the line held up well, with Mitch Coleman and Rob Havenstein only allowing 1 sack. And 143 tackles for Bobby Okereke, 19 TFLs for Thibodeau, 17 for Burns, and sacks. Still probably not as good as it should be, but we've done worse with better before, so I guess we'll have to take it. And then interceptions, we only had 4 on the season? Why is it getting worse? I mean, I guess last year wasn't, but... Well, no, last year was much better than the first year, but this is the worst year so far. Of course, Dak Prescott went... The NFC East is just gonna sweep awards. But Dre Weber at number 10, we'll take it. And imagine if we passed more, he could be top 5. Offensive Player of the Year goes to a Cowboy, CeeDee Lamb, big shocker. Tyler Algier at number 8, that was definitely a very good signing. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons, a Cowboy, big shocker. Sensing a little bit of a theme here, just a slight one. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Enrique Colon for the Packers. Ahmad Randall at number 6. And Defensive Rookie of the Year also goes to a Packer, Anthony Wright. Woodward at number 5, Johnson at number 6. Now, here's something unfortunate. I was hoping we could get Defensive Rookie of the Year somehow, because unfortunately, every dev trait we had was just star. For Honeycutt, Johnson, Woodward, and Randall, it was only star. We've only hit one dev trait better than star in the draft. Skill issue, I guess. I don't know. Now, maybe one of them gets a dev up somehow. We'll see. Is Woodward one of the ones that had 7.5 sacks? No, he had 4, but 12 TFLs. He was good. So that's unlucky, but I guess they could have been all normal devs, so we'll take it because we have to. I mean, what choice do I really have? I could cheat, but no. But we are going to be taking on the Buccaneers in the wild card. They're only an 85 overall, but of course had a better record than us. They had a really bad offense, though. They had a really good defense, but a really bad offense. So in an offensive league, I don't know how they went 12-5. But we have a hot opponent scenario. Maybe they've been on a streak. Maybe it was really horrible to begin the year and they've just gotten better on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know. We will go be confident, though. Y'all know me. There's no point trying to make sense of this game, though. I don't know why I'm trying to. It doesn't make sense. That's its whole thing. And then we have a first of many scenario. Again, we'll go play it cool. Y'all know me. But let's simulate this game. I don't have much faith. I don't have much hope. But let's see what happens. I was correct in that lack of faith. We lose 33-27. What do we fix about this team is my question. I guess we'll have to find out. But in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs beat the Vikings again, 24-21. I think the first Super Bowl of this rebuild was Vikings-Chiefs, but I think the Vikings came out on top of that one. Let me fact check that. Yeah, 26-20. So the Chiefs get their revenge like they need another Super Bowl in back-to-back years. Almost 4 in a row if they didn't lose this one to the Vikings. Almost 5, actually. This isn't repetitive at all. Oh yeah, and let's see if we got any dev traits. I doubt it, but we might as well check. Okay, I was thinking Weber. Tyler Algier didn't get a dev trait? How? He almost had 1,800 yards. That's fun. Kayvon Thibodeau went up to X Factor, I guess for his TFLs. It won't say that, though, unless he was the leader. No, I don't know. What's the running back, like, automatic dev trait? Or is there even such thing as automatic? I don't even know how this game works, and it's, like, my job. I just like football. That's my excuse. I just thought there was, like, a statistical cutoff for, like, dev traits. You know what I mean? Like, if they get 1,500 yards, for example, as a running back, that's an automatic, like, superstar dev or something. Apparently not. I don't know. I might just be making that up. Maybe it's Pro Bowls, which we can't check anymore literally 2 weeks after it happened. I love this game, if you couldn't tell. But let's get into the final offseason of this rebuild. I'm just going to try to make this team as good as I possibly can. We are going to spend whatever money we end up with in this offseason. We're obviously going to pick up the 5th year from Malik Neighbors. I mean, it doesn't matter because we won't get to that point, but sure. Wan'Dale Robinson, I mean, if he was interested for sure, but he isn't. Jalen Hyatt, we could easily replace him. John Michael Schmitz, meh. All the rest of these guys, I think I am good. I know how... No, we'll keep him in a contract year. Rob Havenstein, 1 year, 8.8 mil. Make him play well for another contract. And then we'll, of course, re-sign the GOAT, Matt Gay. He takes it. So once again, let me restructure some deals. Let me see if we can cut any players. And we will see who's available in free agency. Okay, well, we were able to free up a lot of money through pretty much just restructuring. And this is a very, very good free agent class. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Jair Alexander, you know, you can already see I'm going for Tyler Linderbaum, Sam Laporta. Like, this is a strong one, and that's exactly what we needed. And these are the players we are going to be going for. Like I said, Tyler Linderbaum, but also Jaden Reed, Quincy Williams, and Malik Hooker. You know, we're not too bad at some of the positions where we're going for players here, but, like, if we can upgrade, we might as well upgrade. We definitely do need a center and a receiver, but we have Johnson at linebacker. We don't really need Quincy Williams, but that would be an upgrade. Same with the safety. We don't really need Malik Hooker, but we might as well just spend all of our money. The one I'm worried about here, where I might redo some things, is Tyler Linderbaum. I want to make sure I give him a very player-friendly deal. So let me do that real quick. I don't know why I went this way. It might have already been very player-friendly. I just don't remember. There are no linebackers. Okay, sure. We'll resubmit this to Quincy Williams. So it looks like that was different. And let's see if these players want to sign. Okay, so not everybody signs. Oh, that's rough. Okay, who do we get? Oh, God. The one we possibly needed the least in Quincy Williams. Tyler Linderbaum goes to the Jags. Well, we need a center now. Like, I mean, we needed one before, but Ethan Posick, it says we don't... Okay, now the cap space updated, I was gonna say. I guess we'll go for Ethan Posick, because what other choice do we have? Jaden Reed? I mean, what other choice do we have there? Tyreek Hill's still available, but we can't afford him. We might just be fine going for Wan'Dale Robinson, honestly. As long as he doesn't have a crazy big offer. He doesn't. Or Dontavian Wicks, who's actually interested. Nope, Wan'Dale Robinson it is. Okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're still gonna go for Jaden Reed. I doubt he accepts, but we might as well try. We're gonna go for Kendall Fuller and put him at safety. I feel like he's played a little safety before. I can't remember for sure, but if he did, it was a long time ago. We'll still try that though. Why not? And then Ethan Posick. So let's see if these players want to sign. My guess is no for Jaden Reed, but the other two will, and that is exactly what happens. What did I click? Okay, so very, 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 very disappointing free agent class, but at least we got a few players. We'll still try for Wan'Dale Robinson, and he doesn't sign. Awesome. Well, we have some work to do in the draft, that's for sure. But in the draft, we are gonna take a receiver, pretty obviously. Well, I will say, there was one really good-looking corner. Is he still here? No. He looked like a generational corner and was only supposed to go, like, mid-first, but not still here. Mike Abbott at safety looks good, but we don't need another safety. But unfortunately for us, there isn't really a receiver that blows me away, honestly. I think my two favorites are Wyatt Holcomb, elite agility and acceleration, good speed, A deep route, B release. Other than that, he isn't really scouted. And then there's Kai Davis, who I might like more. Great change direction and agility, elite acceleration, B awareness, B short route, A catching. They're both only 21. Davis only has decent speed, though. That's the only thing. Is Holcomb's awareness scouted? No. But at best, it's a B. I feel like awareness is always such a big tell of overall, most of the time. I don't know. I don't even know if we're getting a starter here either way, because we did sign Jalen Hyatt back, but I think Kai Davis is a little better, so we're going to take him. Hidden dev, 95 excel, 94 change direction, only 88 speed, but that's not that bad. We'll take it. And I was saying earlier that, you know, we're going to have a lot to do in this draft, but really, that was about it. Rich Richie, that's a horrible name. Tony Boyd, that sounds like a baseball player name. He looks pretty good. All right, I'm about out of stuff to do. I think that was gonna be my one pick for this draft. Let's see how we did with that pick. Okay, well, we did pretty well. I ended up taking these first 3 picks. I took 3 receivers. So Kai Davis was the best. Between the two we were looking at, possibly the best available, I'm hoping. But yeah, 76 overall, hidden dev, only 21 years old. He's gonna start for us. Probably won't get much production, but it'll make the roster look better, at least. Wyatt Holcomb, we also ended up getting, and he's also really good. 75 overall, just one below. Davis, also 21 years old. old, also with a hidden dev. And then I also took Jerry Ash. He's pretty horrible. I didn't even notice he was 24 years old. He sucks. His route running is awful. I took him because he had a spec catch, and look how that worked out. And then the CPU ended up taking Rich Richie. I mean, he's not good, but he's depth. And it also took Quentin Radley, a decent corner. It took a fullback. I don't even know the last time I've had the CPU pick a fullback. Can you play any other position? Because I don't really want a fullback. I guess it doesn't really matter. But definitely a good draft, definitely a good first 2 picks, and we really fixed the last of the needs we have for this team. So let's get into the final year, and we will see how it looks. Okay, well, we are only an 85 overall team. This might be the lowest overall team I've had heading into a final year. I mean, we were what, like an 88 to finish off last year? Am I like starting a wrong player somewhere? I don't know how I would. I just did obviously generate best lineup and moved around a couple players, but either way, we should develop by the end of the year. We should develop throughout the year, I mean. And this roster looks really good on paper. Dre Weber up to an 85 with Superstar. Tyler Algier deserves Superstar, but he's up to a 90. Obviously, we've really developed Malik Neighbors here. Looks great. I think we only have an 85 overall offense because of the offensive line. I mean, it should be decent, but we really only have one really good player there in Andrew Thomas, and of course, Andrew Thomas has been like our worst performing lineman. Love this game. And then the defense is an 87. It looks really good. We have Dexter Lawrence up to a 99, Brian Burns playing up to a 95. I thought this was going really well, but honestly, this overall isn't fantastic. It is probably like top 10, but an 85 isn't amazing, obviously, by the end. But anyways, let's just get straight to the end of the season. I'm hoping we develop up to like an 88 or something. I don't think we're gonna do well, but I'm just worried about the team overall, because simulation is stupid. But here we are at the end of year number 4, and again, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video, and I will do another one of the hardest rebuilds in Madden. It'll be a team similar to this, and yeah, 3,000 likes, and it'll let me know y'all want to see that. But that was a hell of a guess. 88 overall, that's exactly what we are. Ooh, Radley, the corner the CPU drafted, has Superstar Dev. That's cool. He's also 6'4" with 86-man coverage. That's crazy. But anyways, also be sure to let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below. Can be realistic, can be whatever goofy idea you can come up with. I mean, if you know the channel, you know the type of ideas that I like. Oh yeah, and expect something fun coming out Monday. I want to say that. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already to make sure you can catch that. But anyways, in year number 4, we finished 10-7, which as an 88 overall team, maybe we should have been better, but we'll take it. I didn't think we were making the playoffs. I didn't think we were coming close. I thought we would go like 6-11. Not because we deserved to, but for the opposite reason. I thought we deserved to do well, so we wouldn't, but we did do pretty well. And let's see what our team overall, or where that ranks in the NFL. Okay, so the 49ers we already saw are better at an 89. The Cowboys are also an 88, but, oh, and the Chiefs are a 90. So I think we are tied for 3rd in terms of team overall. That is pretty good, considering what we started with and what we even started the season with, which at the time I guess was probably, you know, pretty high too. Every other team was lower at the start of the year, obviously, because of development. But let's super quickly check out the stats for the final season. I almost closed out of the franchise. But Dre Weber, 3,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, only 4 picks. Imagine if we passed more. I mean, he would be putting up generational numbers. He is hardly throwing interceptions. Tyler Algier, 1,500 yards, 4.5 per carry, 15 touchdowns. That was a very good signing. 1,300 yards for Neighbors, 14 touchdowns, but really not much outside of him. The line held up very well this year. Okereke led the team in tackles again. TFL's 22 for Taylor. Lots of T's. Lawrence was 16, 15 for Burns in sacks. 13 for Dexter Lawrence led the team. 10 for Thibodeau, 8 for Woodward, only 7.5 for Brian Burns. He's been so disappointing. Like, he has not been that good. He had 9.5 sacks last year. I guess he had 10 sacks one year, but I don't know. And then interceptions, 2 for Okereke, Williams, and Douglas, and then 1 for a few players. Interesting stats. I'm kind of surprised with our stats. We didn't end up better than 10-7, but it is what it is. Could have been worse. And you know, I think my take of this being the hardest rebuild in Madden could be true. I mean, like I said, this is one of the worst teams I've ever finished with in terms of overall. I'll have to do a few more. Literally, as I'm recording this, I saw C4 uploaded a Panthers rebuild calling it it the hardest rebuild in Madden, so I might have to do that one soon. Literally, how long ago? 36 minutes ago. So that's gonna look like I copied him. Let's go. Well, it would be hard to get a rebuild out in 36 minutes, but still. Anyways, I'm yapping too much. This is very well our last game of the rebuild, unfortunately. The 49ers aren't the best in simulation at times, at least not as good as they should be based on their overall, but I still don't know if we had the best season, so I think we're very beatable. But let's simulate this game, and we will see what happens. And we do win 24-21. Is that our first playoff win? I don't know. I started this like 2 days ago. I can't remember. But either way, we do beat the 49ers 24-21 in a very close game, and we are going to be taking on what has become one of the best teams in the league here in the Minnesota Vikings. So this is no easy task. They are the 1 seed in the NFC, and the Chargers are the 1 seed in the AFC. Interesting. But no scenarios, nothing really to worry about, so let's just simulate this game. We are the better overall team, so we all know what that means. Yeah, we lose 28-21. You hate to see it. But this rebuild was a ton of fun. We turned this into, like I said, the 3rd best team in the league, and in real life, that's very well a team that can win a Super Bowl. It's Madden, so usually it's an 84 overall, 9-8 team that's winning the Super Bowl by this point. I did what I could. This team's really, really good, so I hope y'all enjoyed. And like I said, 3,000 likes, and actually, let me know down in the comments a team that you think would be hard that I should do. I might steal C4's idea and do the Panthers, because they don't have a 1st-round pick, now that I'm thinking about it. But also, I could do the Saints, Browns, which I've done before, or the mystery team that I'm thinking of. Let me know down below. But thank you all so much for watching, and with that, I will see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.